The oldest rivalry in North Dakota high school athletics, an event unto itself. It's cowbell night here on BEK 247 as the Ellendale Cardinals make the short trip to Oaks to take on the Tornadoes. Happy to have you along, everyone. Corey Brooks to bring you the action tonight. One of the nights that North Dakota athletes look forward to the most. This night right here, Ellendale and Oaks, with so much history and so much on the line. Obviously, two teams that know each other very well. It makes for a next level atmosphere and a whole lot of fun basketball when the Redbirds and the Tornadoes clash on rivalry night. We'll take a quick time out here on BEK 247. When we get back, we will take a look at the girls matchup first as Ellendale takes on Oaks in the cowbell rivalry. Welcome back into Cowbell Night here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. One of the things that has defined this rivalry the last few years, unfortunately so for the Oaks Tornadoes, tends to be a bit of a disparity in the two teams, girls and boys, Ellendale or Oaks. In the case of the main cowbell game, the boys game, it has gone against Oaks the last few years. But one of the things I think we're going to notice over the next few hours is just how close the girls and the boys are this year. This is the most even cowbell night we have had in a while, and it should make for an escalation of what is already an outstanding night of basketball. With that, let's introduce you to a pair of three-win teams in Ellendale and Oaks. But before we do so, let's take a look around the region, brought to us by the North Dakota Firefighters Association. Join me more than your 8 to 5. Visit ndfirefighter.com to learn more about becoming a volunteer firefighter, because you were made for more. The other interesting thing about this rivalry is the impact it has over the course of the regional season, and as those games start to flow, we start to learn a little bit more. The Rebels of Edgeley-Colomont-Pillier have really come out and impressed. I think with Katie Ency on the roster, we all expected some success from them, but they have gotten off to an outstanding start. Meanwhile, the Wolves of Kidder County as well, doing some really good things here in the early part of the season. The Lobos of Lemoore-Litchfield-Marion coming off of a volleyball championship, try and parlay some of that success onto the girls basketball side, and the Bulldogs of Millenor and Sargent will take them on in an out-of-region game. Meanwhile, Larimore will take on the Burros of Hillsborough Central Valley. Richardson Taylor Hebron off to a good start, taking on the Holsteins of New Salem-Almont. The Cadets of Sargent Central, a young team the past few years, looking to try and continue to build through, taking on the Washburn Cardinals. And Cavalier, always sporting a good product, taking on Midway Minto. A reminder, coming up after the conclusion of this game, we will have the cowbell game, but if you're watching from Oaks, just keep it right here on BEK 247. We are going to keep it locked on Tornado Country as well. Monday at 7:30, the Warbirds of Lisherwood-Wyndmere take on the Tornadoes as Region 1 clashes with Region 3. That is our look at our glimpse around the region, brought to us by the North Dakota Firefighters Association. Now we focus in on our Tornadoes and Cardinals on the girls' side, and we do so with our player matchup, and that is brought to us by Choice Financial. A reminder that the Choice Financial People Matchup is about supporting local athletics and bettering the places we live. Whether it's helping you save for your children's education, buying your first home, or guiding you through your Social Security benefit, putting people first is at the core of everything they do. Find out more at choicefinancialgroup.com. For the Ellendale Cardinals, a really well-balanced group, but Kennedy Shimke is the one who really serves as the engine for Ellendale, doing a lot of different things very, very well. The senior providing some of that vocal leadership for head coach Troy Gehring, and whenever you get that, in addition to the other upperclassmen and varsity experience Ellendale brings to the table, it puts you in that much better of a spot. Meanwhile, on the flip side for this Oaks team, a younger group, certainly as compared to their friends from the Ellendale side, but Nicole Schmitz has had an outstanding start to her Oaks career, taking that volleyball program a humongous step forward, playing a very mean year of girls basketball as well last year. Off to a good start once again is the sophomore center, Nicole Schmitz. Dive into it a little bit as this game goes on, but she has been the driving force in the 3-1 start for Don Warren and the Oaks Tornadoes, joined by a fellow underclassman we'll introduce to you in a little bit. Nicole Schmitz and Kennedy Shimke are two players to watch as a part of our Choice Financial player matchup. Flows naturally right into our keys to the game, and they are brought to us by Pinky Homes. Reminder, You get the keys to your new custom-built home from Pinky Homes, a family business dedicated to building your next family home for the Ellendale Cardinals. This one's almost a given in this rivalry, but you need to have it continually throughout the game. You're going to have that surge of energy as that ball tips and you go against your familiar foe, but you have to be able to maintain it throughout the game. And for the Oaks Tornadoes, if they're able to develop those post touches and get those two underclassmen involved in Nicole Schmitz and the freshman Sadie Hansen, executing the plays they have coming in, they're going to put themselves in an outstanding position to win the Cowbell rivalry. Those are your Pinky Homes keys to the game, brought to us by Pinky Homes. You can get the keys to your new custom-built home from Pinky Homes. Call them at 701-452-2301. Take a quick time out here on BEK 247. When we get back, we will show you what we have coming up here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. All that and more on Cowbell Night. Back in, happy to have you along. Corey Brooks to bring you the action tonight. Our group in Oaks is Ross Kohlhase and Jesse Schwab, and the group running things at the BEK studios at the University of Mary, Jared Calvert and Cole Waletzko. A reminder that all the action coming from Oaks is brought to you in high definition, and that is thanks to Piper's Auction and Realty. Piper's Auction and Realty is a full-service auction, real estate, and land management company specializing in the selling of land, farm and ranch, real estate, machinery sales, and land management. You can call Pipers at 877-700-4099, or you can visit them online at www.pipers.com for a free consultation. Also coming your way in HD, thanks to NISC. NISC delivering information technology solutions and services that are member and customer focused, quality driven, and value priced. Also a reminder that all of our replays tonight are brought to us by Perfect Match Herbicide. There's a simpler way to protect your spring wheat fields. Use Perfect Match Herbicide for the broadest spectrum of broadleaf weed and grass control available in a single product. 86 broadleaf weeds, 13 grasses, one straightforward solution. Perfect Match Herbicide for the broadest spectrum of broadleaf weed and grass control available in a single product. You can simplify weed management with the broadest spectrum of control in one straightforward solution. Perfect Match Herbicide. Just a couple minutes remaining until we get things going from Oaks. And here on the girls' side, as we told you, two teams that have combined for 6 wins, 3 each. For the Ellendale Cardinals, they started out the year with a couple wins, impressive ones at that, because they came within the region. A 38-32 win over the Imperials of NGS, and then a 37-27 win over the Mustangs of South Border. Then the losses came at the Stutzman County Tournament, once again meeting up with those Napoleon Gackle Streeter Imperials. Then a 43-42 win over Warwick for Ellendale before they fell to South Border. So some similar matchups early on for Ellendale. Eventually wrapping it up with a 14-point loss to Lemoore Litchfield Marion. So Ellendale trying to get back into the win column and back over 500. Meanwhile, for Oaks, they started the year with a loss, a narrow one. A 2-point defeat at the hands of Enderlin, and then 3 straight wins. 69-29 over Lidgerwood Winemere, 67-17 in commanding fashion over the Cadets of Sargent Central, and another double-digit victory, this time by 20, over the Lions of Linton HMB, who just had a very impressive win last night over the Imperials of Napoleon Gackle Streeter. And so it is an Oaks team coming in at 3-1, playing as well as anybody on the girls basketball side. However, Ellendale has them matched for wins, so we stand near even here at the early going. It's an Oaks team that is younger, lacking some of the height that Ellendale can bring to the table, but has some of that scoring to make up for it. On the flip side, the Ellendale Cardinals a bit more experienced, both over the course of their careers and over the course of this season. Nevertheless, a chance for them to try and really make some noise versus their rivals. It's the most even cowbell night we've had in a while. On the boys' side and the girls, it'll be a lot of fun basketball with bragging rights and a whole lot more on the line. The oldest rivalry in high school basketball takes the floor one more time. It's Cowbell Rivalry Night here on BEK 247. We will take one final timeout, then it'll be time to get the entertainment started from the Tornado home Oaks. See you in a second. Welcome you back in. Ellendale getting ready to take on the Oaks Tornadoes. Starting lineup for the Ellendale Cardinals, largely the same over the course of these last couple of years. They've done a great job of managing to return a ton of talent. Now, they did lose Josie Henningsen, an all-district player. Despite that, though, a core group that returns for Ellendale and head coach Troy Gehring. Kobe Paul's played a lot of minutes for this team, the senior point guard. The first starter announced for Ellendale. We'll see her joined by Kennedy Shimke. Also hear from Macy Young and Alyssa Nishik on the Ellendale Cardinals side. A barrage of players that can score, and it's what makes this team that much more dangerous. Young and Nishik, your go-to scorers for Ellendale. Meanwhile, the Oaks Tornadoes, a starting lineup that returns a couple of starters from a year ago. In fact, 4, 2 of which were their leading scorers, of course, in Sadie Hansen and Nicole Schmitz. Bailey Shefty's going to get the nod as well for Oaks. You see her right there in the middle of your screen, wearing number 14 for the Tornadoes. The hometown team trying to pick up the win. Claire Wagner's going to run the point for Oaks. And on the boys' side, of course, this is a rivalry that's been dominated by Ellendale, but the Oaks girls team a chance to try and get the nod in the early going, as of course we'll have the boys' game immediately following the conclusion of this one. Again, the starting lineup for Oaks: Claire Wagner, Nicole Schmitz, Bailey Shefty, Sadie Hansen. Rounding it out for the Tornadoes, along with Holscher. 8 minutes up on the board, just about time to get things going. Thanks for joining us on the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. A reminder that buying insurance should be more about getting it right than doing it fast. Farmers Union Insurance is simply different. You see the vocal sophomore Nicole Schmitz trying to fire her team up early on. One of the go-to forces for Don Warren and the Oaks Tornadoes. Meanwhile, Ellendale has a few different vocal leaders. Let's see what it leads to here. 2 teams with aspirations to try and make a deep regional run, but first it starts against their rival. It's Cowbell night, the one and only here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. Nicole Schmitz doing battle with Caitlin Daly to try and get the opening tip. Let's play Cowbell basketball. Sadie Hansen with a ton of space, and she makes it count. First 3 of the day comes for the leading scorer for the Oaks Tornadoes. Excuse me, second leading scorer last year. Good bounce pass in rhythm, working it around the top. Shimke trying to find some support. She does in Nishik. Good individual defense here by the Oaks Tornadoes through the first half of that shot clock. Still bounce pass in rhythm. The lay-in is there. The junior center, Caitlin Daly, responds, and it is 2 bigs who have scored for Ellendale and Oaks. Wagner working around the perimeter to Shefty. Shefty's pass very nearly taken away. Instead, Schmitz to Trey. Not there. Turnaround, good. Nicole Schmitz on the board, and just like that, leading scorer 1 and 2, returning starters 1 and 2 for Don Warren in quick succession. Nishik working it over far side, Shimke, and a foul will come off the ball. You're going to get Bailey Shefty. That's our first foul of the day. Shimke, the high lob to the inside, right back to her. Baseline J stays in the cylinder. You get the baseline view of that one, and it goes for Kennedy Shimke. Oh, she thought about that one, did Sadie Hansen. Instead, she holds up, sets a pick. Nice utilization of the screen, and it will pay dividends for Oaks' second make of the day for Nicole Schmitz. The Schmitz-Hansen tag team cashes in. Screener and roller. Nishik guarded by Wagner, now to the near side. Shimke dishes it down low, once onto the floor, off the window, and good for Alyssa Nishik. Back and forth we go in the early going, to the surprise of no one. Both teams playing really well. The offense is free-flowing through these first few minutes. The lob pass right over the top, deflected away. The block for Macy Young. However, turned right back over. Schmitz forces it, pushing it down. Shefty on the baseline, running out of space. Nicole Schmitz on the baseline, square up Jay. So Nicole Schmitz shouldering the scoring load once again for Oaks, as she so often does. 17 points per game last year. She's already eclipsing that total here in campaign number 2 at the high school level, the sophomore in Nicole Schmitz. To try and answer, it's Nishik, a little bit offline. Schmitz had a chance at it. Instead, it's Lindsay Schmitz who comes away with the board. Oaks out and running. Bailey Shefty, cleaned up by Colby Paul. I want to remind you, tonight's game on the BEK Broadcasting Network brought to us by Farmers Union Insurance, as well as Dakota Community Bank and Trust, the North Dakota Firefighters Association, and DRN, without whom we could not be here for this unique and always fun rivalry. Once again, the Oaks Tornadoes forcing Ellendale very late into the shot clock. Shimke on the dish out, Nishik 3 over the top. There's a clear difference in tempo in the early going. Ellendale taking all the time. Oaks ready to fire at will. And that Lindsay Schmitz 3 forces a timeout from Coach Gehring. The storm brewing at home. (12-6), the Oaks Tornadoes on top, courtesy of 5 points in a row. The biggest part of that, Nicole Schmitz. So the 3 by Lindsay Schmitz was what forced the timeout from Coach Gehring. Now Ellendale trying to battle back in what has otherwise been an exceptionally close first quarter. It's only about halfway gone. Shimke's pass too far behind Davy. Caitlin wasn't quite ready for it. She wanted to cut in towards the basket. That pass behind her. And out of the timeout, the Ellendale Cardinals turn it over. Oaks already with their largest lead of the day and looking to try and push for more. Schmitz right back to a waiting Sadie Hansen. The Oaks Tornadoes are shooting the lights out of their home gymnasium, making well over 50% of their shots. Ellendale trying to hold on. 9 points and 8 in a row for Oaks. Off-ball whistle against the Redbirds. Tough to stop a team playing this well. All you can do is consistently contest and hope that something happens. Tic-tac-toe. Sadie Hansen, off the brilliant passing by a couple of teammates, makes 2 buckets in a row. She has a fast 8, and Oaks continuing a massive shifting of the sands here in the first quarter. Nishik underneath, once on the floor, and a much-needed reprieve for Caitlin Dathy and Ellendale. Good job feeding the post by Ellendale. Coach Gehring feels very good about that element of his team's game here in the early going. And now they're rewarded with that. And a free throw make to boot. Caitlin will line up for her second, and it will be a 1 of 2 trip this time. Nevertheless, something to slow down Oaks, stop them from running out. Turnovers forced, work well. A steal by Macy Young. Kylie Larson getting some of her first PT today, as Coach Gehring tries to solve the question of how do we slow down Oaks. Nishik drive to the inside, thought about, by Young. Instead, they continue to work it around. Working it back up top from the corner. The three-point shot is good. It's Macy Young for the first time today on the board. Oaks in transition the other way. Takeaway by Macy Young. A pair of Oaks turnovers, giving Ellendale a chance to fight back in it. Oh, wide open in the corner was Colby Paul. They eventually got it to her, perhaps a little bit too late. Schmitz looking to push down the floor, finding Sadie Hansen with space. First time she's missed in a while. Nishik directing traffic up top. Kylie Larson gets the screen from Colby Paul. Quick hands by Lindsay Schmitz. 2-on-2, Schmitz. With Schmitz leading, that's Nicole, of course, and she comes away with it with the deflection. Down underneath, and the whistle comes. Free throws for Sadie Hansen. Nice dump pass over the top. Working it down to Sadie Hansen, who's already getting closer and closer to that season average, blowing out what she did last year around the world and down on her first attempt. If this second free throw goes for Hansen, so you see Don Warren and Bailey Shefty, the floor general for the Oaks Tornadoes by any measure. But if Hansen gets this one, she will have 10 first quarter points. She does. She's got 10. Nicole Schmitz has 6. The 0-3 for Lindsay Schmitz. Concentrated offense for Oaks. But points like this, especially on this type of efficiency, take them any way you can get them. Lob underneath. Dathy in traffic, draws the contact, and Caitlin will go to the line once again. A 1-of-2 trip just a few moments to go. Caitlin's first is good. Coming into today, a 37% free throw shooter. Now well over that at a 75% clip. The second good as well. So 2 of 2, 3 of 4, that's 75%. A little bit preemptive there. Math, not a strength. Good head fake. Lindsay Schmitz working it around. Shefty back to Schmitz. She wants the 3. Off to the right. Oh, wide open. Good, quick movement down the floor. Kylie Larson on the scorecard for the first time, and the Ellendale Cardinals have come storming back. Back down to just a 2-score game. Thought about working it to Shefty. Instead, reset up top. Hansen. Hansen wants a 3. Sadie lets it fly. Offline. Defensive rebound. Corralled. Working its way over to Kennedy Shimke. Unorthodox to say the least. Still, Ellendale a chance to try and erase the Big Oaks run here as we near the end of quarter number 1. Dathy down the baseline, drawing the double. Works her way out of the trap. Nishik drives in strong. I think Jada Sayer got a piece of that. Indeed, she comes away with the steal. Shefty, up and under. With that, the horn sounds through 1. Oaks had a bigger lead, but they'll be content. 3 scores separating Cowbell rivals. (21-14). The Oaks Tornadoes got the big swing in the early going, an 8-point run. However, an 8-4 counter by the Ellendale Cardinals. Interested a bit closer. 21-14, a good football score, but we currently in the second quarter of a basketball game. Good movement, inside out, 3-point shot, a little bit offline. Second chance for Alyssa Nishik, and it goes. So Nishik starts the second quarter off right for Ellendale. Man, really good defense by the Cardinals, very nearly forcing the turnover. Claire Wagner unable to hold on to it, and indeed, Ellendale gets going down the floor. Kylie Larson thought about the itchy finger three, however, held on to it. Good idea for Ellendale to play at their tempo. Don't have to go at Oaks' speed necessarily. Tornadoes still in control of the tenor and tempo of this game as Lindsay Schmitz watches it kick back out to the outside. Claire Wagner back down underneath. Shefty back to Wagner. A good chance. Nishik out in front. The lay-in. Too strong. Nishik gets it and has it. Alyssa Nishik. Couple rebounds and 6 points. The Ellendale Cardinals have it down to a 3-point lead. And now the Redbirds taking flight in Q2. (21-18). The hoopage continues here on Cowbell night as the Oaks Tornadoes see the second quarter begin with 4 unanswered points for the Tornadoes. Now Oaks a second chance. Jada Sayre with her first rebound and her first free throws. Her first too strong off back iron.
Okay, one throw. Play.
The second for Jada Sayre, good. A 1 of 2 trip. And Oaks will, just like that, notch their first point. Here in this second quarter, it has been so far painted red. Shimke down underneath. Dathy on the tough catch, managed to deflect it out. They go right back to her. Katie back up top. Shimke down to the baseline. Flings it. Baseline J too strong. Dathy fighting for the board and an over the top foul on 3-0. Good box out by Sadie Hansen. Strong fundamental basketball play by a freshman center for the Oaks Tornadoes. Foul check up. It's 3 up on each team. With 5:57 to go, those may play a role here in this first half, though still plenty to be determined. Ellendale picking him up early. Good use of the dribble. Offensive rebound secured. And the jump ball forced. Jada went up and got it. And will inevitably maintain possession for Oaks. Clean look from the near wing. Again, an over-the-top foul will come. This time it's against Nicole Schmitz, so credit the offensive rebound to Macy Young. Excuse me, defensive rebound. And Mullen dishes it off. We'll say that name plenty when the boys' game comes around, though Abigail, an absolutely good player in her own right. Still a 2-score game. That's where we've been for the majority of these 3 minutes of quarter number 2. Following the Ellendale surge, Cardinals starting to run out of time here. Kicked out, 3-ball put up, Nishik, true! Under pressure, Alyssa Nishik delivers for Ellendale. As close as we've been in a while. A 7-1 run in favor of Ellendale. Now a chance for the Cardinals to take the lead back. Mullen kicks it out, squaring up, Shimke in and out. However, one too many steps by Sadie Hansen. Will give it right back and force a Don Warren timeout. Oh, things get interesting again. The Oaks Tornadoes have led for the entirety of this game so far, but it is as close as it's been since the word go. 22-21 to take the lead. Nishik off the line. Now, almost a chance there for Lindsay Schmitz from beyond the arc. She calls for it again. Now she will get it in rhythm off the catch. ORB for Nicole Schmitz. That's her fourth. Sadie Hansen on the tray. Her third of the day. And a lucky 13th point for Sadie Hansen in one half. The freshman trying to win her first cowbell rivalry game as a high schooler. Certainly doing her part. Mullen down underneath, trying to work it to Young. Nice, inside out, Shimke. Back iron, chase down there, Lindsay Schmitz. Schmitz with plenty of time and she knows it, calmly, coolly and collectively across the timeline. A little aggressive on the interior for Ellendale still. Defense always a key for this Ellendale team, according to head coach Troy Gehring. They've done a good job of it today. Early on, the Tornadoes were simply making their shots, and now that defense for Ellendale starting to pay some serious dividends. Trying to work it out to Shefty, and right on cue, the deflection. Abby going down the floor, off the window, counted, and one! The freshman guard heads to the line as she goes coast to coast, forcing the second foul on Shefty. Abigail's and one is too strong off back iron. Nicole Schmitz from the top, kicks it right out. Hansen around the world and out. Second, Hansen, no. As Schmitz tried to pick it up. Alyssa Nishik is there to corral it. Ellendale quickly down the floor in their own right, and this time the blocking foul drawn through the offensive efforts of Kobe Paul. Shimke works it up top. Paul over to the near side for Nishik. Alyssa covered very well by Lindsay Schmitz. Now Nishik trying to get that post touch going. I think that was deflected by Lindsay Schmitz. She gets the block, as well as corralling the basketball off the side of that backboard. Oaks to try and reestablish the 2-score lead. High lob, dangerous play for Sadie Hansen, but she did enough at the point of attack to hold on to it. Wagner, high-low game. No chance for that to work its way down to Jada. Still Oaks ball with 2:36 remaining. A quarter in a game brought to us by the North Dakota Firefighters Association, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Farmers Union Insurance, and DRN. There you saw Principal Brandon Beta. Love the performance of his team through a quarter and a half as the Oaks Tornadoes lead by 2. Former basketball coach. 3 ball from almost straight away. Comes right to Sadie Hansen. Hansen fighting her way through traffic will indeed draw the foul and go to the line for 2 shots. Sadie, a perfect start from the charity stripe. See if that continues here with attempts number 3 and 4. Hansen's first, good. Sadie's second, in and out. That certainly had the right idea. Just did not stay home. Abby Mullen gets the pick from Macy Young. Kicked back out, Dathy. 3 ball from the outside, does not go. 2 teammates fighting over the rebound, but it was eventually Nicole Schmitz who came away with it. Here in the final 2 minutes of play, a 3-point ball game. Schmitz up top to Wagner, now to the near side. Hansen looking to feed the key. Oh, no whistle. Jada was doing battle with Kobe Paul, and this time it'll be the senior guard for Ellendale who wins out. Shimke gets the pick from Paul, however, doesn't bring the basketball with her. 2-on-2, stuck though on that plant foot. Good job by Jada not to travel. Spin move, blocking foul. Good work on the interior by Nicole Schmitz. Tough call on the block. That's a bang-bang play. Either way, it'll be Nicole Schmitz at the line. Last time we did a foul checkup, it was 3-all. Now it's 6-all. So the next foul will be free throws no matter what for the opposition. Either way, Nicole Schmitz true on her first. And her second a bit too strong. Looked like that was kicked. Doesn't much matter as possession will go to Ellendale. Nishik runs out of space. Had a wide open Mola in there for a second. Nicole Schmitz was able to close out the difference. Down to the baseline, Nishik sends it up top, rotated around the perimeter again. Here comes a shot for Kennedy Shimke. That will go. Back down to just one score. Shimke giving chase. Trying to beat Lindsay Schmitz to the point. And they will say it was last touched by the junior Oaks guard. Just like that, Ellendale a chance to try and take the lead here in the waning seconds. Looking at the interior, trying to work it to Macy Young. Ball will remain with Ellendale. Shot clock is off. So the Cardinals have the opportunity, if they so choose, to hold for the final shot. To take away a half that, well, began all Oaks and since then has been relatively even, though tinged Ellendale colors. Now at 10 seconds left, Ellendale going to initiate their offense up top. Nishik gets the pick from Shimke. Near side, post touch, turnaround. Dathy at the buzzer, off the line. Second chance shot does not count. 27-25 is our halftime score in the Cowbell rivalry. (27-25), the Oaks Tornadoes lead in large part because of that first quarter, and it really was a tale of two periods, if you will, between these two teams. That first quarter, first few minutes, that feeling out process, as we expect. Even in a rivalry game where two teams know each other so well, you get those first couple minutes of nerves, of anticipation. Then both teams settled in, and that went the way of the Oaks Tornadoes. A dominating early effort by Sadie Hansen. She was magnificent, as there you see her hit that first three. She'd have a few more. Ellendale managed to battle back with them throughout. Nicole Schmitz also got going. Those two critical underclassmen for the Oaks Tornadoes carrying the bulk of the scoring load. Again, Sadie Hansen from the corner buries the three. That was the best passing display we'd seen all night. Still again working it to Hansen. Ellendale fighting for what they could in that opening stanza. They didn't get going, though, till the second quarter. There you see a Kylie Larson, too, is a part of the Ellendale comeback. All of a sudden, the Oaks Tornadoes shots were not falling nearly as often. Ellendale was forcing turnovers, and that defense they pride themselves on started to make a big-time difference. Nicole Schmitz with 7 points for Oaks Tornadoes, second in the game to Sadie Hansen with 14. 2 for Bailey Shefty, 3 for Lindsay Schmitz, and 1 for Jada Sire. On the flip side, a little bit more balanced of a scorecard. Kylie Larson has 2, Kenny Shimke has 4, 3 for Macy Young, 5 for Caitlin Dathy, as well as a quick 9 for Alyssa Nishik. She is your leading Ellendale scorer. We'll take one final timeout here on the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. When we get back, we'll get you ready for half number 2. The Cowbell rivalry, we decided on the girls' side in one half of basketball when we get back. (27-25), just 2 points separating these two rivals as we play one half to decide it all. At times in this rivalry, the second half has been a foregone conclusion. Not so today. 16 minutes of basketball, and the winner of those 16 minutes with just 2 points separating these two teams is basically going to win this game. It's going to be a fun one, and we're very happy to bring it to you here on BEK 247. Corey Brooks alongside Jared Calvert and Cole Waletzko, as well as our group in Oaks, North Dakota, and Ross Kohlhaas and Jesse Schwab. Which quarter will show up here in the third? Will it be the first quarter that was storm-controlled, or will it be the second quarter that saw the flight of the Redbirds, or maybe something in between? We'll find out together right now here statewide on BEK 247. Kennedy Shimke will be the inbounder for the Ellendale Cardinals. We are just about ready for half number 2. Thanks for joining us on the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. Let's see who gets the front end of Cowbell Night. A reminder, the boys' game is coming up right after the conclusion of this one. Shimke, good give and go run by the talented post, Caitlin Davey. And just like in the first quarter, she has the opening shot for Ellendale. The Oaks Tornadoes waste no time with a swift retort. Lindsay Schmitz making her field goal number from the first half here very early in half number 2. One make in the opener, one make here. Working it down low to Dathy again, looking for a kick. She finds it. Shimke back to Dathy. Dathy off the square, a little bit too much juice behind that one, as Nicole Schmitz is one rebound away from a double-double. Up front quickly, foul drawn. Bailey Shefty to the line. It's Bailey Shefty, who's ordinarily the one doing a great job distributing the basketball. This time she's on the receiving end and makes the most of it. Particularly their first free throw, good. The veteran head coach, Don Warren, trying to guide his team to a cowbell victory, as it is a 2 of 2 trip for Shefty. She too, much like her teammate, getting nearly the entirety of her first half total very quickly here in the first minute. Lindsay Schmitz and Bailey Shefty, right at the heart of that roster. Kennedy Shimke lines up the 3. Too much gas. Second rebound in short order for Nicole Schmitz. Now just one away from that dub-dub performance. Ball reversal comes all the way to the near side. Schmitz underneath, baseline kick, cut off well. Macy Young with a clinical diagnosis to force the turnover. Shimke working it over. Dathy doesn't want the 3. She'll drive instead right down that baseline, and she takes one step out. So little room to navigate down there. A credit to what Nicole Schmitz has been able to do defensively in conjunction with Sadie Hansen. Oaks pushing tempo. Now Shefty will orchestrate things from the left side. Comes all the way back up top for Sadie Hansen. Hansen one step in. The Tornadoes get reset. Now, Schmitz kept alive, although in short order it comes back to Ellendale. A relatively young Oaks team, but with 4 starters returning, age becoming just a number, playing like a veteran squad, and giving an experienced Ellendale team a quality matchup as we expected coming in. Hansen, lob down underneath, Schmitz, not there. Kennedy Shimke goes up and hugs that basketball on the back end. Down into the corner, Macy Young, back up top, Dathy working it around, Shimke. Nishik drives inside amidst a ton of traffic. Hansen to Schmitz. Schmitz wants the 3, had the right idea, but it takes a hop. Morgan Barton, first time we have mentioned the junior for Ellendale. Now she's going to get in the offensive game as well. However, she will just get Nicole Schmitz to her double-digit rebounding mark. Still a couple points away from the dub-dub to the inside. The feed to the key, good. Jada's first points of half number 2 give Oaks the 6-point lead back. This has been the most common lead for the Tornadoes, 2 scores. The full length of it here at 6. Nishik drives to the inside, got it. Alyssa Nishik. She knows where the bank is in Oaks, I'm sure. She makes the most of it. 3 ball for Sadie Hansen to answer no. However, another opportunity because of Nicole Schmitz, but a turnover. Nicole Schmitz can't believe it, but she gets the suitcase violation. So an offensive rebound and a turnover. Under 4 in quarter number 3. The lead is 4 for Oaks. Four-point lead in favor of Oaks. They've been in control of this game to varying degrees, but the Ellendale Cardinals setting up a thrilling finish in game 1 of our doubleheader. Nishik sends it up top. Macy Young gets the offense set up. Shimke from just inside the arc, a little bit offline. Just tried to get something up there to try and catch Oaks unaware. Instead, Hansen to Schmitz. Schmitz, the floater. Too much strength behind it. Daly with a good rebound. Ellendale would love to get her the ball once again inside that restricted area. That has been the launching pad for the Cardinals all game long. Shimke back all the way to the top. Macy Young and company have a full 35, and they're going to use it. Daly, good find. Young, 3. Second tray of the day for the senior. The lead is back down to 1. Drive inside, Shefty lost it on her way in, and she was the last one to touch it. A chance for reclamation of the lead for Ellendale. Oaks gets back. They will not press at all to try and protect the narrowest of margins. Right side feed underneath, over the top. And Nicole Schmitz has been a basketball magnet today. Hansen gets the pick from Schmitz, an authoritative one from Nicole Schmitz. Lob underneath, jump ball. Sire tying up with Macy Young. High lob, 4-3, good. There is your Nicole Schmitz double-double. And Oaks back up. The 3 ball to answer, left short. Nicole Schmitz, your rebounding leader in this game, particularly in this quarter. She knows she can't touch it. Good job by the sophomore center. Now it comes right back to her. Schmitz trying to feed the post. A fastball, though, going to get through the hands of the sophomore. Down underneath, and a shuffling of the puppies against Ellendale, so Kennedy Shimke will watch on. Morgan Barton and company head back down the floor. 87 ticks remaining here in the third quarter. A 1-possession game. Schmitz over to the far side, Sadie Hansen. Versus floor. Lindsay had a moment, but a good decision to not go with it that time. Ellendale rallying, dump down, 2 free throws for Sadie Hansen. The assist to free throws here going to Nicole Schmitz. Not a stat in any sheet you will find, but they matter. Sadie Hansen has been relatively quiet here in half number 2 from an offensive standpoint. Nevertheless, she stays in the groove and hits the free throw. Her second is no good. 1 of 2. Follow-up Sire underneath, and it's a 3-point swing for Oaks. Nearly a perfect outcome right there for the Tornadoes, making the most of every opportunity in this game. Zone D off to the right. Working it down underneath, trying to slow her down are the Oaks Tornadoes. Caitlin Dathy defies their wishes and puts up yet another 2-point make. She is well into double digits today. Lob underneath, stays here. Jada's gotten more and more involved as this game has gone on. That's been good news for the Tornadoes. Now Sadie will be the inbounder for Oaks. Hansen with it down in the corner. Lob underneath, quick deflection. That's Dathy pushing it out to Alyssa Nishik. Nishik in transition hits the brakes. Dathy back up top. Shimke from straight away. Hansen, Schmitz, trying to work it. But once again, it's Caitlin Dathy running the post on both ends. 4 points for the Cowbell here in game 1. 38-34 in a game brought to us by Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, the North Dakota Firefighters Association, and DRN. Game 1 has been as advertised. A 2-possession game here in the final 8 minutes of play. Lob underneath, no whistle for Dathy, and we'll head to the other end. A chance for Oaks to deliver the first strike here in the 4th and conceivably final. Schmitz, high-low, underneath, the lay-in denied. Shimke gets him set up. Dathy back up top, it's with Alyssa Nishik. Nishik far side, Young underneath, Shimke. Nishik drives in, runs out of time. Macy Young was looking to take baseline. She was cut off well by Sadie Hansen. Now Sadie dives for the ball and rips it away clean. Big steal by the freshman center. Back up, 3-ball. Lindsay Schmitz on a line. The power meter was a bit off. Macy Young will head out. Abby Mullen will check in. She had the and one earlier in this ball game. Ellendale would certainly love another one of those. That'd make it a 1-score game. Good pressure by Bailey Shefty. Never regains that defensive position, doesn't matter. Good help side defense, courtesy of Jada Sire and Sadie Hansen. Down underneath, trapped, kick out. Baseline J, somewhere over the rainbow, and it comes to Dathy. Neither team able to find it yet here in quarter number 4. Blocking foul. Down off the basket, going against Lindsay Schmitz. Fouls, not an issue by any measure yet. 3 on Oaks, 2 on Ellendale. High lob, too much gas on it. Schmitz, the up and under. That is a tough way to give up your first points of the fourth quarter, but it is the pivotal swing. Still just a 2-score game. Jump pass to Nishik. Alyssa plants, fires, offline, but it was right to Colby Paul. She had a chance, but the shot turned pass, got away from her. Ellendale will take a moment to get their subs in for one of the final stretch runs. Schmitz had eyes for Shefty, instead comes to Nicole Schmitz. Nicole Schmitz driving to her left, just over the head of Alyssa Nishik. Dangerous pass. Now Shefty with it. That's the player you want with it at the top. An exquisite passer. Case in point, working it around. 3-ball. Oh, an unkind roll at home for the Tornadoes. Shimke. Hold on with it, back up top, work it around. Ellendale looking for any gap in that Oaks defense that's been lights out in this fourth quarter. They do not find it. Nicole Schmitz with a nearly 20 rebound effort. However, that one will escape the grasp of Lindsay Schmitz. So the Schmitz connection a bit off here in this fourth. 3 minutes gone by. The lead has gone from 4 to 6. Since then, it's stayed there. Every basket meaningful always in this great game, especially on the girls' side. But right now, the magnifying glass directly on these players, and Kennedy Shimke delivers that ray of sunshine for Ellendale. Back to 4. Schmitz, the drive, pulled up at the elbow, trying to work it into Lindsay Schmitz. Once again, those two a fraction off, and that will force an Oaks timeout. 4 points, still the difference. 40-36 with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. A reminder, seems a good time as any, you can get a copy of every single game we do here at the BEK Broadcasting Network on DVD by visiting our website at www.bechtel.com/BBN. This may very well be a photo finish in Oaks. A reminder, this is only half our entertainment tonight. The 72nd annual Cowbell game comes up following the conclusion of this one. 23 zone, throwing the elbow, too much on the offensive end for Macy Young. Take another glimpse at it here, and you see it, the extension. That's all it'll take. Our officials have done an outstanding job tonight. We've had good flow to this game. The calls have been when necessary. We've gotten some good physical play as well, but never crossing the line. That shot was rushed by Alyssa Nishik. She'll want that one back, just trying to get in. Certainly understand it here in the very late stages. Doesn't look like it's gonna hurt Ellendale though, and indeed it won't. Bailey Shefty tried to chase it down. Ellendale has not been able to get closer than 4. Oaks has not been able to build upon more than 4 for the grand majority of quarter number 4. Mullen gets the pick. Abigail, almost said Austin, we're not there yet. Runner, too strong for Dathy. Oh, nice find. The behind the back pass by Shefty, but the rebound comes to Alyssa Nishik. The offensive well drying up for both teams. You get the feeling 2 or 3 shots, one way or the other, might be enough to win the Cowbell rivalry. How about free throws? Caitlin Dathy returns to the line for Ellendale. 75% on the day. Her best free throw shooting day of this season for Ellendale. And her first is good. One of two. Nicole Schmitz, another rebound for Oaks. Sadie Hansen trying to play the high-low with Schmitz. She was covered very well. Ellendale knows where Oaks wants this basketball to go. Instead, it is Lindsay Schmitz earning herself a trip to the line. Macy Young can't believe it, nor can Caitlin Dathy, but a chance for Oaks to get that 4-point lead back, and maybe 5. Schmitz's first, no good. So the best case is indeed that 4. Reminder, Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, and North Dakota Firefighters Association, and DRN. Our friends tonight making it all possible. 2 more free throws. This time it's Nicole Schmitz. I'm sure Caitlin Dathy was thinking a little bit of ball don't lie. Now let's see the follow-up. And they're gonna ice her. Troy Gehring, a veteran timeout. Big free throws on the other end of this timeout. (40-37). As close as it's been in a while, but a chance for Nicole Schmitz to build that lead back up. Her first does not go. Oaks, 0 of their last 3, all coming in very quick succession. Schmitz puts an end to it. 1 of 2. Her lucky 13th point of the day. Shimke squares up and gets it. Kennedy Shimke on the smooth J. 2 points with 2.5 left. Two-point game with 2.5 left. Everything you wanted out of this basketball game has been there. Great offense, great defense, and the atmosphere to boot. It'll come down to just a few possessions. Oaks, oh, they did such a good job moving it down the floor. Holscher and company could not corral it on the back end. A chance for Ellendale, who has not led in this game, to try and pull the proverbial rabbit out of the hat. The rug underneath the Tornadoes, etc., etc. Not great at metaphors. Would have been funnier if I mixed them up there, but oh well. Running out of time, an off-ball foul. An ill-timed miscue for Ellendale. So Sadie Hansen will be the inbounder. There you see the guys getting ready. They're up after this. We can only hope that they match the intensity of this ball game. Holscher, near side, Shefty. Bailey sets the pick. Oh, gets some space. Schmitz lobs it underneath. And free throws for Nicole Schmitz. In a game in which the foul count has been largely irrelevant, this game on the Oaks side will be shaped by free throws. Lindsay Schmitz went 0 of 2, then Nicole Schmitz 1 of 2. Another opportunity for Nicole right here. Her first is as true as it gets. This is the biggest one. To make it a 2-score game, yes. Nishik to Shimke. Shimke riding the Young screen, blocking foul coming underneath. this time against Sadie Hansen. That'll be 5 fouls against Oaks, so no bonus yet. Oh, we'll get just a little bit closer. Just like that, the free throw fortunes of Oaks will be shared by Ellendale, and now Don Warren will break out his ice pack. Here we go. The first free throw is good. So this time, the opportunity at the charity stripe following the timeout does not go by the wayside on the first. Now let's see the second for Macy Young. Good as well, big time. The senior not rattled in a clutch moment, 43-41. Remember, Oaks is in the bonus. Ellendale cannot afford a foul. This Redbirds team prides themselves on their defense. They need it. Clean look from straight away is good. Lindsay Schmitz. To answer, Nishik goes. It has been a defensive fourth quarter until right now. Let the buckets flow in Oaks. 46-44. It seems like Oaks had the final punch. Ellendale comes right back. Very little separation here in our first game on Cowbell night. Schmitz goes to work and draws 2 free throws. 1 of 2 is fine. 2 of 2 is huge for all the same reasons we talked about a little while ago. Her first, good. Nicole Schmitz has been the difference maker. That first half was Sadie Hansen with some support from Nicole Schmitz, but this second half has been all number 10. The rebounding machine, and now winning it at the stripe for Oaks. 5 free throws here in the waning minutes. Macy Young to Nishik. Alyssa very nearly losing it, but last touched by Bailey Shefty. Ellendale living on that razor-thin margin right now with 42 seconds left. Oh, good inbound defense, just lobbed up top. Up top, Nishik lets it fly. That's a big rebound by Cecilia Holscher. A name we have not said a ton today. That play is as pivotal as any. Run inside, 2 more opportunities for Nicole Schmitz. This time she cannot swing the possession count. It'll be 2 no matter what, but 2 threes is a monumental task with 25 seconds left. Nicole Schmitz winning this game from her second home, the charity stripe. Her second, offline, and an over the back foul whistled against Bailey Shefty. So just like that, Ellendale is going to go to the line with a chance to make it a 1-score game, having lost only 0.8 seconds. Best case scenario for the Ellendale Cardinals. However, you got to make both. Macy Young has been good today from the stripe. This front end, the biggest free throw of the day yet. Got it. Still got a long way to go, and again, with the shot clock off, you need either a fast turnover or a quick foul in response. Second free throw, good. So Macy will indeed make it a 1-score game. Ellendale has to force the issue. The second they get it across that timeline or before, Ellendale will elect before. So we'll see Sadie Hansen head to the stripe. Probably good to run Nicole Schmitz off the line. By the by, double bonus territory. This will be 2 free throws no matter what for Sadie Hansen. She really just needs 1. There it is. If 1 is good, 2 is better. Ellendale again. While they try and draw a quick foul, more likely get a quick make. They could really use a 3. A 3 and a 2 in some order for Ellendale as Oaks closes in on the Cowbell win. (51-46). Oaks has been in control of this game, and they are trying to put the finishing touches on a rivalry win to move to 4-1 on the year. Shimke trying to move it down the floor quickly. Shefty being sure to not foul. A good trap right on that timeline. Ellendale needs this. Nishik for 3, offline. Nicole Schmitz has the rebound. And with 5.3 seconds left, the Oaks Tornadoes are going to win the front end, in all likelihood, of our doubleheader. Schmitz is first around the world and down. Nicole Schmitz, as cold-blooded as it can get in this game, with the spotlight on her, she shined in this second half, and specifically in the most individual moment in team sports, at the free throw line. Down the other way, Shimke will take 1 last shot and 1 walk-off block for Nicole Schmitz, 53-46. The Oaks Tornadoes go wire to wire and get the Cowbell rivalry victory over Ellendale. We'll be back in just a moment with our People First player of the game, though I'm sure you can guess, after a thrilling first game from Oaks. 51-46, our final score as the Ellendale Cardinals get the W, and we show you what we have coming up next. Of course, the boys game in about 19 minutes. Then don't go anywhere, Tornadoes fans. We got you covered on Monday as the Warbirds of Lizardwood Wyndmere take on the Tornadoes. Then they will be back in action against the Bulldogs of Moonord Sargent for some Region 1 action. On Tuesday, a doubleheader from Garrison as Wilton Wing and Garrison take the floor in a double play double, 2 very familiar teams. South Border will go south of the border, take on Harriet Selby, and then Ellendale right back at it versus Napoleon Gackle Streeter. As our look ahead brought to us by JSI, reminder that John Starlakis Incorporated is bringing you our look ahead, and they are celebrating more than 50 years of balancing progress with perspective for communications providers. Also, big shout out to Piper's Auction and Realty and NISC. Well, it's time to announce our player of the game, and not a big surprise here. What Nicole Schmitz was able to do in half number 2 was simply incredible for the Oaks Tornadoes. A near 20-20 game for her with rebounds and points. She ices it for the Tornadoes. They hold on and get the W. And so Nicole Schmitz, our Cass Clay player of the game. A reminder that since 1935, Cass Clay Creamery has been providing fresh and delicious dairy products to families in North Dakota and surrounding areas. Nicole Schmitz, our Cass Clay player of the game. We're going to take a quick pause, collect our breath after a really good basketball game. We'll show you our plays of the week here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. When we get back, we'll begin to get you ready for game number 2. It's the 72nd annual Cowbell game, and it's next on BEK.